Uh, uh, yeah, yeah. Cameras on every corner, eyes always watching, living in a cage, freedom just an option, big brother got the plans, man, we just the pawns.
Welcome to the live, you guys. I'm using my phone as a webcam today, so I'm gonna have to get used to where I need to be looking. And people are doing well today. What's up? I'm the spiritual genie. Gonna hang out and look at some stuff. Got this little song I just made using some AI. What's up, y'all? As you're coming in, please, if you're finding this video now or later, tap that screen, share the live, and go ahead and feel free to subscribe if you love the vibe and want to become part of the tribe. I would love to have you, and I've got an interesting presentation planned for you guys today. Conscious hip hop to get our live stream going. Hey, everybody. I'm going to remove myself for just a second while I share this live out to my other platform. Break these chains, fight the power, no more pain. All Will's vision, ain't no tale. 1984, we can't fail. Yeah, yeah. Cameras on every corner, eyes always watching, living in a cage, freedom just an option, big brother got the plans, man, we just the pawns, future's looking grim, nights feeling long gone. Rise up, people, break these chains, fight the power, no more pain. All Will's vision, ain't no tale. 1984, we can't fail. Government control, handcuffs on our thoughts. Every word we speak, all the fights we fought. Drones in the skies, tracking every move. Get up, people, time to make the groove. Mind manipulation, lies on the screen. Living in a nightmare, someone's wicked scheme. Erase the fear, make our spirits soar. Together we can even the score. Microphones hitting, listening to our calls. Walls got ears in these hollow halls. Freedom in the distance, gotta make it real. Cooking up the courage, time to feel the steel. Rise up, people, break these chains. Right, so let's get started. I'm going to start getting into it. You know, it's some crazy times that we're living in right now, you guys. And I just feel like really weird about certain developments lately, you know, like it's all weird how, you know, the pretty much the censorship going on with the TikTok app and everyone kind of running over to Red now, but being like, hey, this is, you know, it's a good alternative. But I don't really know that I do feel like it's a good alternative. I feel like our freedom of speech is really being attacked here, and it's something that we should all be concerned about. You know, our constitutional rights are in place for a reason, and we need them to protect us. Okay. Yeah. Let me got the Big Brother Blues track. Eyes always watching. Living in a cage. Future's looking grim, nights feeling long gone. Rise up, people, break these chains. Gotta rise up, people, break these chains. All right. 1984, we can't fail. All right, so cool song. That's a good track. I like it. I've been playing with the app Suno, and it actually generates some pretty cool music. You know, I definitely would say I would never want it to replace. You know, it's AI driven. I would never want it to replace human beings. You know, and we are moving into this digital age quite rapidly, if you ask me. You can see the thumbnail, and I have the thumbnail as my background. I usually like to do that. We've got some images in that thumbnail that are giving us some clues as to what we're going to talk about today. And what we are going to talk about today is kind of the interconnectedness of all of the events that are happening right now, right? We've got in our image here, we've got this fog.
with our little viruses and little bacterias in it. We have the Smart LA plans over here. Smart LA 2028, baby. We've got an image of the fires that have been burning in California and devastating Los Angeles County. So we've also got a little AI image picture over the top of it because that's what these smart cities are going to be driving us toward. But I want to take a look at an article that I have found about Gaza being very much like a smart city, which is kind of the way my wheels have been turning lately. I've been just seeing this kind of like trend. So I guess this is just like my predictions and kind of, we break down some symbolism stuff, look at some things, because I always like to bring evidence to the table versus just speaking from a place of opinion. We're trying to get the facts, right? So let's see here. We're going to be looking at. I think we might start out. So anyway, I just want to, it's crazy. We've got, Trump taking office here in just a couple of days. I believe by the 19th, he's supposed to be in. Hello, welcome in, whoever's joining right now. Please do not forget to tap the screen and share the live out. Okay, we've definitely got some important information here that I feel like humanity needs to hear. We need to wake up, y'all, because if we don't, what's been happening in Palestine and in other places in the world will most definitely be meeting us all at our front doors, in our front yards, at our homes, in our own lives, in our towns, in our cities. We're none of us are safe from this entity, this force that is running the world, right? And it's kind of crazy with Trump taking office. Like we are about to have, this. Even Biden was warning people about it. Like y'all are about to have like a real oligarchical kind of system in place where it's these billionaires who are really running the show. People like Elon Musk who have used his financial he's used his financial influence to sway the public and to even do things like bribing people to basically vote in a certain direction or whatnot. So I think it's going to be really interesting in the years to come to see how big business, how big tech, how big money is going to be influencing our world. And the song that I was playing at the beginning of the live was talking all about rising up and standing against this totalitarian state that, I think it's all weird to me, like the moving from TikTok to Red Note and people really just accepting this like level of censorship. It's definitely not as much of a free speech app, and that makes sense because China is under a dictatorship, and it's kind of feeling like we might be heading in the same direction here in the U.S. And I'm not gonna quietly sit down and just let them take away my rights of free speech, rights of just being able to have fair coverage of news, independent media, right? Like even people who make YouTube videos get a lot of their material from people on TikTok. So it's just really disheartening to see. And like, what direction are we moving into? Are we really truly heading into an Orwellian state where, in my opinion, I think these smart cities are sus. There's a lot of similarities between the fires that have happened in, California, Maui, Paradise. I've done plenty. We're going to get a little bit more into like some of the directed energy weapon stuff. I had some science that I wanted to look at and show you guys, and just some articles that other people have written, kind of who have been on the same train of thought as myself, just like what's going on, what's the deal with these smart cities? Like all these people are going to become displaced, from these disasters that are happening. And you're definitely not going to hear me, unless it's by accident, calling these things natural. There is absolutely nothing natural about what's happening right now. And I promise you that there is a huge plan that involves all of us. Okay. So let's get started. One thing I've noticed, I keep saying that, let's get started. I guess we've already gotten started, haven't we? Let's add this slide to the page in just a second here, and then we'll kind of read this article. So just leading in, I want to talk a little bit about, how I truly believe that Gaza and Palestine have been a testing ground for us. Like this has been a testing ground that I think for years they've been doing different kinds of testing there, testing with weapons, testing with, psychological warfare, also socially engineering the population in a certain direction to basically have fear. There's this fear mongering that has allowed people to support all of the destabilization that's happened in the Middle East, and I will say, like, events like 911, really remind me of this just social engineering, like false flag events that are set to, push us in a certain direction. And we are over here sitting thinking, oh, like our thoughts are, yeah, our thoughts are independent. My thoughts are my own. Well, your thoughts aren't your own. And your government spends billions of dollars every year, including the Israeli government, the Mossad, the CIA. They're spending billions of dollars a year on programming our minds. And to what end? For what? For why? You can see that I have the Hunger Games in Gaza blended together back here with the drone. And then behind my logo, we've got the little flying Dior bag, okay? Because there's been a lot of weird stuff since the start of the year. A lot of weird things since the start of 2025 alone. We have seen so many things. We've seen this potentially toxic fog rolling in that has had me having symptoms literally up until today. Like, I'm still feeling the symptoms a little bit, and the fog is still here every single day since the beginning of the year. We've got the fog, people reporting getting sick all over the world. See, you can hear I'm a little congested. We've got flying Dior bags, which I'm learning might be code for something else, like unidentified flying thing, UAP type of vibes, right? All these weird drones that have been spotted over New Jersey and in other places too. It turns out these drones are maybe these Dior bags are flying around all over the place. Okay. And what are they doing? Some of them seem to be spraying things. Some of them seem to be, maybe they're gathering data. Maybe some of them have, lasers attached to them and things. I don't know, but that's all very possible. Directed energy weapons, according to a woman, we'll watch this video by this whistleblower who was a part of the CIA, who was actually a victim of, she was targeted by directed energy weapons by her own government. And she now has the Havana syndrome permanently. So her life has been forever modified, has been forever changed. Because of what was done to her. And she was saying that, these things can go anywhere. There's one small enough to go in your pocket. They use different like the scalar technology, using sound waves, manipulating sound. You have microwaves, you have more finite lasers. There's a lot of different kinds, and the microwaves can definitely be used for weather modification. So there's all this weird stuff that's been going on, right? And a lot of it, in my personal opinion, is just, I don't know. Could it be that this is something that's being engineered, man-made? I most definitely found, you know what? Let's actually pull that. Let me pull up that article. Oops, where are we at? Okay, you guys are still just seeing me. Let me really quick, before I share this with y'all, let me pull up. Wait. It's not really easy having all these multiple windows open. Okay, let's see. We're going to open up CIA.gov real quick. I just want to get this article ready to show you guys about the fact that they definitely can most certainly engineer fog amongst many other weather phenomena, which I believe they've been doing for quite a long time. Many years they've been doing it. Other nations are doing this as well, investing in this weather manipulation technology. Like, we know that they did it in, Dubai. They did cloud seeding. We know in China they're doing it. The American government just likes to be a little more sneaky, but if you do your research, you will see that cloud seeding and weather modification are very much, and have been very much, being done in this country for quite some time. So let's just search fog. Okay, we've got different articles popping up. China's thickening information fog. We have status and trends of the Soviet weather and climate modification program, CIA. This is all CIA.gov. All right. Definitely techniques to dissipate or enhance fog and cloud could have important military ... Okay, so that's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. And I guess let's let's just a little bit more talk about kind of this weird stuff that I want to touch on. So, what is the point of all of this, right? Like, yeah, first of all, in my opinion, I think if you really just like use your spider web thinking, which is how I kind of tend to think as a neurodivergent, um, it starts becoming very clear that there is some kind of plan or some kind of agenda here, right? There's also a ceasefire that just came out of nowhere. Apparently, they've been trying to work on that for weeks, a ceasefire in Gaza, but right at the same time that they're going to ban TikTok. So it is questionable. Some people are saying the TikTok ban won't take effect. Some people are saying Red Note is a good app. I kind of was a little disappointed yesterday when I tried to post something on there about me protesting for Palestine and it would not approve it. And people said it was too political. So I was like, oh, I don't really like this because that is definitely not going to be a good alternative for TikTok, where we are getting a lot of information and sharing a lot of information together and having a lot of very important communications. TikTok's been our global communication app, So it's like, what are they planning, right? Like, what the heck is going on behind the scenes? Because I don't really trust it. And I just feel like it's all connected and it's leading us to this place that, 1984 vibes, like George Orwell predicted pretty much in his book 1984 that one day we would all be kind of living in this Hunger Games, similar to Hunger Games reality. And that is why I have those right there, because I truly believe that if you pay attention to the predictive programming, you pay attention to the symbolism, you break it down, you can see what the government is planning. You can see not just the government, but like these secret societies that are actually really behind all of it, the shadow entities, right? You can see what they're planning. And in my personal opinion, and how we're going to kick off this live that we're already almost 20 minutes into is by reading this article real quick, and we're going to look at some other articles too. And it's just, are we moving toward the Hunger Games reality? Are the smart cities going to be the districts where the people who remain after all of these catastrophic disasters take place are kind of herded into? It's just my theory, YouTube, this is all for entertainment and educational purposes only. I also invoke the Fair Use Act for anything that we might show during this video. But this is all just, theory. It's really just this is just my train of thinking that I wanted to share with you guys. So I truly believe Palestine is a testing ground. I've been saying that. That is something I stand by. I think they've been around and they've engineered the public to pretty much hate them to the point that they're like advocating for this crap to be happening there. But it's a testing ground. If you think about it, they're testing multiple things here. We've got the drones that we know have been unaliving children, and we know that they can see that those are children. They have biometric scanning. Like, in my opinion, I think they've wanted to drastically reduce the population in Gaza. So if a ceasefire comes, it's not going to surprise me, because I do feel like they have unalived a lot of people. The numbers are far, 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 far greater than they've been reported. I mean, I think people are saying they speculate into the 200,000, like 200,000 people have been unalived. So, they've been doing that by means of airstrikes, by means of drones, the Zananas, and now we have those things showing up in different places. We have drones all over the place, right? We've got drones spraying weird things out. And then we have this weird fog showing up that people are testing and, finding different things in the fog. And, do I know if those tests are valid or not? I'm not sure. But if they are, it is all very strange. We know that the government has done testing with fog before, and actually getting people sick by, in San Francisco, they did a project where they went ahead and released all this basically bacteria infused fog onto the town of San Francisco, and multiple people got the same exact symptoms. So it was definitely connected to the bacteria that they were releasing on people. So we know they can do those kinds of things. They gaslight us all the time into thinking that these things aren't possible, and they really are. So they're surveilling us. I found a video yesterday that what some of these military drones are capable of. What do they do? What do they claim to be using these things for, right? They are they're getting advanced. They're very clear and accurate in what they can see. They can scan land. They can map things. They can scan your face. They can see everything with these drones. So for them to sit there and say they don't know where these drones are coming from, or these Dior bags, to me is really odd. And a lot of people are catching slack that are larger creators that are talking about things like the Dior bags, right? So we've tried to talk about it in code so that, you know, we're not being suppressed, because a lot of these stories are being suppressed. And you know how the CIA is and these internal intelligence agencies, they love to gaslight the public, even though we're probably all spot on about a lot of this stuff, you know? So let's open up this article. Feel free to say hi in the chat. If you're here, please hit the like button before you head out if you are planning on leaving, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I would love to have you guys. Okay, that's not the one I wanted to show you. Let's start out with this one. Oops, where'd it go? Oh, wrong one. Here it is. Oh, I cannot see. Okay. Boom. Okay. So this is from the Daily Free Press, and it says here, let's see, and this one was made last year. During the time of when the what was it? The Met Gala was happening. People were definitely making some strange connections, right? They were like kind of showing the connection between the Capitol, you know, the brutality of the Hunger Games, the districts, how they're just so excessive in the Capitol while literally people are starving and being denied aid in Palestine, like spending $75,000 on a ticket. You know, it's all crazy, but it was definitely a noticeable. No, Cat, you cannot right now. This is not gonna work out. Leo, please. I love you, but no. My cat really loves to be up here when I'm doing stuff. She thinks it is like her business, but the truth is my desk is just way too heckin' small. Cleo, it's just too small and you can't fit up here. Okay, so yeah, people were making some comparisons, right, between the Hunger Games and real life, essentially. Like, how could people be spending $75,000 on a ticket to the freaking Met Gala, which is what, just a big old runway show, basically, where, you know, the rich and elite get to flaunt how much money they have through their lavish and elaborate clothes and their, you know, just like if the ticket is $75,000 alone, like you gotta have a lot of money to go to that thing. You gotta have your little outfit and everything, right? And it's just cruel in a way to see these billionaires and these rich people so out of touch with reality, you know? But is this where we're heading? Like, I really am feeling like we are heading toward a surveillance state, like district-based kind of reality where we're all going to be in these very heavily monitored districts, and we're going to lose our sovereignty, you know, and they're going to be scanning us with these drones, these Dior bags, and they're going to be, you know, keeping us under lock and key. Forget about your sovereignty, forget about having any rights. You know, you'll get your little whatever, like, allowance, and maybe you get to work in the metaverse or whatever the hell, but like really I don't know. I think this push right now also with social media to silence us is just it's really bothering me, because I am not going to stop. I don't care if I get deplatformed. I don't care what happens. If they want to censor me, go ahead and try. I'm never going to stop speaking out about the truth, and I'm not going to dull it down for the freaking I'm not going to freaking dull it down for, you know, for these guys. So let's read this article. The Hunger Games, Panem's Reality is Our Future. Misunderstood Media by Emma Holtzman. This was February 23rd, 2024. The year is 2014. Charlie, what is that? I don't Charlie, whatever the heck, Boom Clap is the peak of music. The sepia filter has overtaken Instagram. Everyone and their mother is in love with Ansel Elgort, and 7th grade me can't stop saying swag, unironically. Most importantly, The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1 is out. Life is good. Let me tell y'all, I cried when I saw these movies because something in my soul just knew. It just knew that this was going to be real. And like, I've always felt that connection with like Katniss Everdeen type of character, you know, and now is not the time to back down, you guys. Let me tell you, don't let them pacify you. Don't let them distract you. Did I go to my local AMC theater and watch a complex portrayal of political topics like manufacturing consent through propaganda and the martyrization of victims during wartime? Yes. Did I go straight to the mall bathroom afterwards and film myself doing the jelly bean challenge? Also, yes. The juxtaposition remains concerning. At the time, I think many of us saw these dystopian stories as distinct from our reality. The films took place in post-war or post-apocalyptic societies that were far more damaged than our own, with extremist governments that appeared senselessly cruel. Not sounding like fiction at all anymore, is it? It's not. It's not. It is totally real. I cannot believe it. Oh my God, how crazy. Okay. The films are typically centered around a group of young adults who were part of a specific group of citizens being targeted by an authoritarian leader under the guise of maintaining order. It would be up to them to take down these highly equipped, militarized governments with nothing more than the power of friendship. I will get emotional because, like, y'all, I'm serious right now. Like, it is only through love and unity that we are going to be able to fight whatever the hell this monster is, because it is getting big and is getting out of control, and it wants all of us. The final boss, a middle-aged white woman in an all-white suit, probably holding a tablet with some 4-digit code that somehow reversed her entire plan. However, there was one series that I believe had much more substance to its criticisms, one that was different from the rest. It's no surprise the series has maintained the most relevance and continued to impact popular culture over the past 10 years, is Suzanne Collins' The Hunger Games. The first installment in the series introduces a dystopian future where citizens living in the nation of Panem are segregated into 12 districts by decree of President Snow, played by Donald Sutherland. As consequence for a failed rebellion, 2 members from each district are annually selected via lottery to compete in a televised competition where each tribute is forced to fight to the death. Wow, it almost sounds like what they've been making us watch in Palestine for the last year and something. The first scene in the film is one of my favorite movie openings of all time. Oh, I put this nose ring in it. That hurt. Okay. Ooh. The first scene in the film is one of my favorite movie openings of all time. It begins with the television host Caesar Flickerman and game maker Seneca Crane sitting on a modern soundstage and discussing the annual Hunger Games. Flickerman asks Crane what defines his personal signature as a game maker. But before Crane can respond, a harrowing scream sounds out, and the film moves to a wide shot of the impoverished District 12. District 12, huh? Are we going to become District 12? That's kind of what one of my friends was saying yesterday. And I was like, whoa, maybe the US is District 12. The opening foreshadows the film's biggest strength, its ability to seamlessly execute political critiques in a concise and comprehensible manner, relying on visual imagery and immersive storytelling rather than overloading dialogue with obvious messaging. In one simple transition, 3 of the film's most important topics are introduced: class inequality, media exploitation, and cultural desensitization to violence. We also meet our protagonist, Katniss Everdeen, played by Jennifer Lawrence, whose characterization plays an integral role in separating the Hunger Games apart from other series of its kind. Katniss Everdeen feels different from other dystopian protagonists because she doesn't intentionally try to be defiant against the system. She is not a confident and unwavering hero driven by grand ideological ends, but rather an inexperienced kid guided by her moral intuition. And if it isn't the kids starting this revolution, man, I swear to you, like, thank you, Gen Z. I love you guys. Really. And this is a story of Gen Z's time. My sister loved these. She had all these books. She read these books. I didn't really know about it yet. I guess I was kind of, until the movies came out, I wasn't reading those books. My sister wanted me to read them and I didn't, and I should have. I could probably still read them, I guess. The Hunger Games catching fire. We see a new side to the growing discontent of Panem. Not only are members of impoverished districts beginning to rebel, but the tributes are also starting to speak their mind. They have realized something. Katniss is only beginning to comprehend. Even after the games, they remain pawns of the capital. There is no end to the ladders they must climb, only more ladders, and a truth that is reflective of our own capitalist society. In the second film, Katniss is forced to be President Snow's political puppet, and by the Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1, she has become President Coins. The third installment dives further into its political criticism by exploring a nuanced perspective on the complexities of war, demonstrating how both sides, regardless of their intent, create and utilize propaganda to manipulate citizens. I don't know. I feel like it's like the one that's more powerful, that has the media presence, that's generally doing the more manipulating to get their agenda across. Like in the case of Palestine, and is not real. Like you can't convince me that that was a war. First of all, it's G-side, and you can't convince me that they weren't just fighting for their freedom, you know? So generally maybe, yeah, but even in the case that she's got it wrong in this article, because even in the case of the Hunger Games, like um even in the case of the Hunger Games, it wasn't like a war. It was like basically the people uniting against like the corruption of the powers that be. So I wouldn't consider that technically a war, because a war needs to be fought between two pretty much almost equal like militaries. Not equal, but they both need to have military, you know, and normal people, civilians, don't have the same kind of military technology that the government does, period. The video clips President Coyne has Katniss make to rally Panem bear an uncanny resemblance to the real wartime propaganda we've seen on our own television screens. In fact, author Suzanne Collins stated she got the idea for the Hunger Games while flipping between reality TV shows and Iraq war footage. President Coyne, played by Julianne Moore, is originally presented as President Snow's opposition, representing the grievances and the oppressed and leading the revolution against the Capitol. However, by the Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2, we see her true intentions. Okay, I get it. Because, yeah, it was the president against the Capitol, basically, but just a lot of greed, fighting greed. As the dust begins to settle, Katniss realizes Coyne's entire plan was to watch the districts and the Capitol fight amongst themselves, while she filled the power vacuum left behind. A tactic used by the most infamous dictators in history. Did you hear that? So what do? They create division between people, right? Using different tactics, political parties, whatever, religion, all these different things they use to keep us divided, right? Even people divide themselves, like who's from what state likes what sports team. Like, I'm better than you because my sports team is better than you. Like, there's so many people play right into this, like pawns, literally. And the powers that be love it because they can just, they're over here gaining more power and keeping themselves in power while they're causing us to fight amongst ourselves. Like, it's classic. So The Hunger Games is a brilliant book and film series that is consistently tainted by the negative perception of its genre. In actuality, the message and themes they depict are ones that we can learn a great deal and heed warning from as our future grows increasingly similar to Panem's reality. Yeah, exactly. Well, to be honest, I really feel like it's less like, oh, this story just really mirrors reality. I think a lot of what they are choosing to put in Hollywood, or like taking novels and making them into movies, like all of this stuff it's predictive programming. They are literally showing us and really parading it around with the Met Gala and like people putting two and two together. And then these celebrities who are so out of touch with reality crying like, oh my God, oh no, you just took what I said out of context. Like, no, everything you guys do is a performance. Everything they do for us to see is a ritual. It's all very planned out. It's all very staged. All the outfits, all the color coordinating, it's all magic. Like, they do occult magic and they utilize these different kind of like subliminal messaging, I guess, to really like drive it home into our psyche. And then they gaslight us when we point out the ridiculousness of it all. Like, so let's see, what else did I want to look at? Okay. So let's show this one. Hello to anyone that's here, that's watching. I love you guys. Please tap the like button. I'm like on TikTok mode. Please hit the like button. Please like, share, subscribe if you love my vibe and want to become part of the tribe. I would love to have you over here as a part of the Spiritual Genie family. I am actually kind of planning on switching gears on my channel a little bit. I am still going to do these live streams, but I'm going to do them in a more structured way. And then I really want to start doing more investigative reporting, investigative journalism. So I'm going to be I'll be taking a little bit more time to put together videos. I'm learning how to edit. I want to put together some good quality edited videos that can kind of like tell a story. We can get down into the nitty gritty, but I want to I have plans for my channel. I want to up the quality of the content and everything. And, you know, I guess we'll see how this went. I'm using my phone as a webcam today, and it looks like it might be like a little laggy, but I think the quality looks a lot better than it normally does. So we're learning. I'm not the most tech savvy person, but, you know, I make it happen. So hello, whoever just came in, welcome. We were just getting into an article about the similarities between the Hunger Games and our reality. And we were talking a little bit about the Met Gala and just the way that they use subliminal messaging to kind of show us, you know, and this predictive programming to show us kind of what they've got planned, right? I've been able to predict all kinds of things just by paying attention to the symbolism and breaking it down. And I swear all this stuff is connected. I guess we can look at... What's this? I think I'm going to look at the Gaza as a smart city article. We're going to look into the predictive programming of Black Mirror. We're going to get into the fog and stuff, the fires a little bit. Here we go. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go now. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go now. Whoops, I lost it. There we go. The smart city of Gaza. So I think this article was actually made a little while ago, definitely before October 7 and all that. So even back in whenever this was made, it sounds like 2019 or so. My goodness, excuse me, this little nose ring is tickling me. Okay, so even back then, they were definitely calling. This person was making the connection that Gaza is very similar to, or if not, was being the image of a smart city. So I think they were kind of testing. I think they've been testing Gaza to see like how this will work. You know, is it possible to keep human beings confined in this way? Because the Gaza Strip is only 25 miles by 3 miles, right? So is it even possible to keep people locked up like this? You know, they've been using surveillance on them. They've got them, you know, they've been herding them around essentially using the drones, the Zananas, the quadcopters, and knowing what that they've been doing there in Gaza to the children, especially using these flying Dior bags, is like very disturbing. Very disturbing. And none of this stuff is accidental. When they say, oh, it was an accident, we hit this refugee tent camp. No, it wasn't. You're testing different kinds of weapons on them. They used incendiary bombs on them at one point that literally caused people to slowly burn alive in a excruciating inferno of flames. So hello, thank you. Oh, Janine, my sister, I love you so much. Welcome. Glad you're here. Midlife Bro Logic. Hey, welcome. Thanks for being here. Yeah, so just making some connections, you guys. You know, we're headed in this weird direction toward smart cities, and what does it all mean? Like, none of us are safe from what's happening right now, and I just want everyone to know that you need to make it your business, because this is what they have planned for all of us. That's why my title says we will all live in Gaza like smart cities. What do you think they've been doing there? They've been testing there for us. Agenda 2050, Agenda 2030. We'll look into that. We'll look into that a little bit when we're going to wrap it up. So Palestinian protest in front of the Erez crossing against the ongoing siege over Gaza. This was, okay, so 2018. September 4th, 2018. Look at all those kids. Those are all young people and kids, and, you know, people who have probably, young men who make up the resistance. You know, they have family members who have been martyred and stuff. Like, they, you know, they don't just it's not in their nature to just want to be like jihad, like this jihadist way. Like, they've been forced into jihad. Jihad means the struggle. It actually means doing something that, it means doing the thing that you don't want to do. Like, when you wake up in the morning and you have to like get ready to go to work and you need to take care of your kids, like, that is jihad. It means the struggle. It's just doing the thing that you know you need to do because you have like a responsibility to do it. So when people are sacrificing themselves for their own freedom in their country and their people, it's different than just jihad. Has nothing to do with terrorism. I'm sorry, it doesn't. And the biggest theists that we've seen have literally been the US, and is not real up to this point. You're going to hear me call them is not real because they're not real. They've only been around for 100 years. They are literally a thorn in the Middle East that is infected, and it's, you know, it's like a splinter that the body is trying to reject because it's not natural, and what they're doing there is not okay. It is imperialist colonialism, it's apartheid, and the Palestinians deserve their freedom. It sucks that they were the ones that were chosen for this, because they are some of the best people that I have ever met. And I know plenty of Palestinian families now through the work I've done on TikTok. And let me tell you, they are too good for this world. We do not deserve them. They are amazing. No matter what they go through, these people are so resilient. They're so loving. They're so kind. They are so compassionate, so empathetic. Like, they're concerned about me when I, get sick and things. Like, even my own other friends don't care. Like, they care. They're beautiful people. And they're really a testament in Palestine to show like what the human spirit is capable of. But it's really cruel the way, just like the Hunger Games, they've been making us watch them basically fight for life. As they're being unalived, people are over here just watching from all around the world. Some are even celebrating. Most are mourning. Most are disgusted by this. Central to this thesis is a counterintuitive proposition. The ultimate realization of the smart city is to be found in the Gaza Strip. I'm so glad this person made this article. So glad. Who wrote this? Active Skills took that picture. FSBRG.net, whatever. That's this blog site. So we'll see at the bottom. Under blockade for over a decade, on permanent humanitarian life support, and regularly destroyed by the Israeli military, the Palestinian coastal enclave is undoubtedly a devastated territory. And this was before October 7, you guys, way before. However brutal the contrast of its current appearance with the carefully branded image of the smart city, a closer look at the urban technology at work in Gaza reveals an uncanny resemblance with the one underpinning the fast-spreading model of an optimized urban future. Smart cities. Just so happens that they have smart city plans for all the places that are burning down. It must just be a coincidence. Through the inverted lens of Gaza, the application of smartness at urban scale reveals its essential purpose: to produce an urban condition of deep security. So far, the critique of smart urbanism has tended to reduce the problem posed by its ongoing worldwide diffusion to one of equal access to smartness. The main goal of the thesis is to reframe this critique in parallel to generating islands of technologically enhanced urban privilege. Smartness is also widely used to manage and to consolidate delimited zones of urban exclusion. I hate that I decided to put this nose ring on right before I came live. Why would I do that? Oy. The notion of deep security is therefore introduced as an alternative to that of smartness in order to focus on the dialectics of upgrade and downgrade, of fast tracking and sidelining, of capacitation and debilitation, that is not only reinforced but also largely automated by the rise of smartness as a new dominant urban paradigm. What do you think they're also arming directed energy weapons with? AI technology. So we're talking like that's where the Black Mirror predictive programming comes in. I don't know if you guys remember the episode about the robot dogs, but we're going to talk about that next. Informed by the author's long-term practice, forensic architecture, a research agency using spatial... Uh-oh. Oh, is that the bottom? Sorry, guys. Hold on one sec. Okay, yeah, it's pretty short. What did I say? Where was I? Sorry. Okay. Informed by the author's long-term practice with forensic architecture, a research agency using spatial and media analysis to investigate state and corporate violence, the thesis examines how smart technologies are currently deployed in one of the most militarized frontiers of the urban condition. Processes and circumstances identified in Gaza are set against parallel urban trends that are observable around the world. The aim of this study is to question the implications of the global drive towards the networked, logistical, responsive, resilient, and optimized city as an efficiently managed containment zone for a fast-growing population of 2 million outcasts. Does Gaza form a blueprint for smart urban solutions to the social and economic breakdowns of tomorrow? You know, it really gets me thinking about, like, it gets me thinking about the underground bunkers that the billionaires have. And if you go refer back to one of my videos about Maui, you'll see that I did a whole deep dive into these doomsday bunkers that the elite have. And it reminds me of Leave the World Behind, when they it reminds me of Leave the World Behind, when the little girl goes to the rich neighbor's house because she wants to watch Friends, right? Which was really weird how it was this whole thing with Friends, and then Matthew Perry passed away. It was like a total connection. It was crazy. And the Obamas made that movie. And so anyway, if you go refer back to that video, it does remind me of that movie, and where the little girl goes to the bunker at the neighbor's house and she goes to watch Friends there. And you know, why would the elite be so gung-ho about having these bunkers right now? You know, it makes you kind of wonder, with like all these disasters happening and even celebrities being affected. Like, if you don't have one of these when a lot of this shit is going down, like, you're just going to be up here on the surface with the rest of us. And I truly believe that they have a lot more of this. What happened in LA, what happened in Maui, what happened in Paradise, what happened in North Carolina, what happened in Florida, what happened in China, what happened in Dubai. This is going to be happening more and more all around the world, you guys. Why? So they can destroy infrastructure and potentially funnel us all into these smart cities. Because imagine if, like, just imagine like these huge disasters keep happening, which they will, which I predicted. Imagine if a lot of people are like how destructive the fires were in LA. Just look at that. Look at if that can be recreated in other places. Like, we're talking about like major urban centers and large cities, you know, that house millions of people potentially being destroyed and having millions of people displaced, and then with a lot of people being unalived during that, you know. So where are we going to go after that? Where are you going to go when you're displaced and you have nowhere to go? I mean, just like Gaza, these smart cities will be the perfect place to house all the displaced people, right? While whoever wants to just go underground that has enough money can avoid these disasters. They can avoid tsunamis and, you know, fires and hurricanes and all of that. These bunkers are crazy elaborate, you know? So they're planning on going underground while they eliminate as many people as they possibly can above ground. And then to what? Funnel us into the smart cities and make it seem like it's a good thing and it's our idea, so that we can be monitored and we can be watched and we can be patrolled by these flying Dior bags. It makes sense. Like, it all makes sense. And if you can't see it, I just don't know. I don't know why it's sometimes like I'm capable of seeing these things. Like, a lot of people can't, you know? There was one I wanted to look at. Here we go. Okay, let's add this. Come back over here. I don't like the new way that StreamYard is laid out, but we'll make it work. I'm figuring it out. Feature article, SNT tests cutting edge counter drone technology. So counter drone, I mean, what are you using to counter drones? Directed energy weapons. 2 recent field demonstrations brought government, academia, and industry together to evaluate innovative counter unmanned aircraft systems. So here we have more AI. They say that they're counter drone technology, but if you think about it, and I found articles talking about this, if you think about it, any of this technology could be used on people. And there have been many people who have had concerns about this type of weapons technology being run by AI in the wrong hands. And who owns it but the big governments, like big corporations. Even, you know, some of the billionaires have stakes in these weapons manufacturing companies and big tech, like, you know, Lockheed Martin, et cetera, which are developing directed energy weapons. It wouldn't surprise me if people like Oprah have, stakes in directed energy weapon technology. Like, we don't see behind the scenes how it's all connected, but it really truly is. And like, even we've looked at the last time that some of these celebrities are truly, they're feds, they're agents. Like, the CIA has its own movie department. They're spending billions of dollars to adapt all of this technology for who? For us every year. Okay. And so if this could be used against a drone, who's to say that this technology couldn't be used against people? And if you have, there is definitely ethical implications to this type of technology, but it's real and it's out there and they're doing a lot to develop it. So although drones have many positive applications, bad actors can use them for nefarious purposes. Oh, well, good thing the government's going to get control of that then, because they're not nefarious in any way, are they? In June 2023, a drone caused all flights to be grounded for about 30 minutes at Pittsburgh International Airport. The Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, receives more than 100 reports of unmanned aircraft sightings from pilots, citizens, and law enforcement each month, with many of these drones operating around airplanes, helicopters, and airports. Disruptive drones have also been flown over malls, sporting events, stadiums, and amusement parks. In addition, they are used to smuggle things like fentanyl and other contraband items and to facilitate human smuggling into the United States. To defend against the malicious use of drones, the Science and Technology Directorate evaluated innovative counter unmanned aircraft systems technologies, aka counter drone technologies, during 2 live demonstrations that took place last summer. So, okay. They're literally over here saying, like, just in case, like, we're going to make this technology that can counter the drones, just in case the drones get into anyone's bad hands. Well, how do we know that the drones that are doing these things don't belong to the government? I mean, can they really just say whatever they want and people will just take it at face value? You have to think how this all works. Like, they have an agenda. They have an aim. So everything they do is push toward their aim, their agenda. You have to think, like, they're not just telling us the truth. Why would they tell us the truth? The government doesn't tell the truth. At least they don't tell the whole truth. Sometimes they might tell a little bit of the truth, but without actually giving you the full story. Like, saying that these type of drones that they're creating could also be used against like vehicles. They could be used against people. So what if martial law or something happens? And then, they have this technology that could really subdue and be used to oppress people even further, which I truly believe is the plan. The purpose was to collect information on the collateral effects of kinetic mitigation systems. These are systems that use the force of accelerating masses to physically alter, bring down, or destroy drones. Their fancy word for directed energy weapon, kinetic mitigation. Energy. Forces such as projectiles, nets, photon plasma from lasers, and electromagnetic or radio waves. While kinetic mitigation technologies have been used by the Department of Defense before, the collateral effects of using kinetic capabilities, such as falling debris from intercepted drones, have not been clearly documented. So my whole point is that countering swarm and dark UAS. Oh, wow. Swarm, they're saying that they could potentially take out swarms of these dark drones when used in unison for nefarious purposes. We don't know that. We have to just rely on them to basically tell us whether it's nefarious or not. Don't trust you. But they do have this capability. And they're saying that these dark drones have the ability to distribute assault on critical infrastructure, attacking crowds, essentially. So if those drones have the capability, their drones have it too. So these drones can do these things. They go out into the desert and they're testing this type of technology. So they'll be doing a lot more of this testing in the near future as well. And they've been using these drones like constantly. When you talk to people from Palestine, you constantly hear the sound of drones and Zananas in the background, and it's horrible. Like it's constant for them. That is definitely a form of psychological torture. Okay. But the drones have been, I have a friend who lives in Gaza. He was actually shot by a drone. He was shot by an ITF soldier as well, but he was also shot by a drone. And he lived, but that's happening every day for them in Palestine. We wouldn't even have heard all the stories of all the times that drones were unaliving people. There are doctors coming back saying that and showing x-rays of children who have bullets lodged in their skulls because of these drones. And they can see, they know what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing. Okay? Don't let them gaslight you until you can just, anytime someone calls something a conspiracy theory, go do a little digging. Don't search on Google though, it's not good. Right here we have a picture of the Lahaina. We have a picture of the devastation of the Lahaina fires. Look behind this woman right here. See how there's a melted metal? The thing about microwave technology that I've looked up and found that is actually fact is that it creates heat that's like unnaturally hot, like extremely hot, to the point where it could literally create like molten metal like that. Cars melted in Lahaina. Dogs and cats were unalived where they stood. Like they were still in that standing position. And that's weird to me because whenever a fire happens, animals generally tend to run away from it. And unless they got, I've never seen that. That was super weird for me. And there have been a lot of tests that people have done to show kind of how microwaves work, how this type of heat works, right? Why wouldn't it? We'll get into it a little more in a minute, but why wouldn't it burn things that are blue? Are they not telling us something? Should we all be painting our roofs blue? Thank God I have a blue truck because maybe I don't have to worry. Photo used to claim direct energy assault started Hawaii fires has circulated since 2018. If your time is short, photos that claim to show the origins of Hawaii fires are not of recent events in the. So this is trying to debunk. Trying to debunk, but there was definitely a lot of weird stuff going on, and don't let them gaslight. Here, let's see. So maybe some people were misinformed when it came to some of the images, but that's an image for sure. Okay. And the things that people were saying and experiencing definitely do not line up. What about all the blue stuff? I want them to explain that. Why? Why did blue umbrellas not burn and trees when everything exactly same thing with cars in LA? Same thing in the Paradise fires. Like the parallels are literally undeniable. They really are. Let's see what else I had. Maybe we can find a video about it here. Excuse me. Hold on. I'm going to pull up a video. Am I in iCloud still or not? Oh man, it wants me to re-sign in. So I have a bunch of videos saved here in my thing. Show you. I hope I actually saved this video that I'm talking. A dude made it and he was just pointing out some of the weird stuff. Let's see. Signing in. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I'll just use this moment to give you my little spiel, Please tap the screen. Well, not tap the screen. Hit the like button if you haven't already. And please subscribe if you haven't already. If you have, thank you. And here we go. Should be almost in. Oh. Right. All right, let's see here. So we could watch this one about the Dior talk stuff. A lot of stuff about Palestine. I have everything all mixed in here. It's too much. I don't know what this is, but I wonder if it's is that heat? Weird. So 7 days ago. So contained, no. Hmm. Weird. Hmm. Okay, I mean, that wasn't exactly what I wanted to show you guys, but that is kind of weird. Okay, I will definitely say that's kind of strange. Okay, something weird being pushed over LA right before the fires and during the fires. So interesting stuff. Okay, let's see. I wanted to actually show you a different video. But it was weird, right? They canceled the insurance, all of that, all this weird stuff. Like, same with Maui. A lot of it was just so bizarre. Where, oh, where? My video of Mel Gibson. Oh, I forgot to edit a lot of these. I had so much stuff planned. Here we go. dumb question. What a dumbass question, man. He tries really hard not to just, like, directly say things, but he does directly say certain things in this interview, which are, like, really telling. I think we know who the culprits are. Okay, Mel Gibson. Who are the culprits? Do we know? Culprits, huh? Interesting. Weird. What's that guy? Geraldo McGrath. Did you know that if it's considered a fire that started by arson, no one that has insurance is getting paid? And they've already offered them $770 for their immediate troubles. What the hell is that gonna do? Save me, I called it. They're pushing that arson narrative because they're not gonna pay people. Watch, a lot of people are gonna be really screwed because of this. Same like everyone that's been going through the other disasters, same thing. Like our government has literally abandoned people. Like they give you $770 checks, and then it is literally a years and years long process to maybe get anything for your struggles. You're not going to get your house back sometimes in the land where it was. They're saying, like, yeah, well, we're going to rebuild, but your house won't be where it was. They're gonna make all this like housing for them. For the people that lost their homes, they're all gonna get like specific like FEMA housing or something. You know, maybe I don't even know if they've done that for the people in Lahaina. I need to do some research and see like what's going on. East Palestine, Ohio. You know, Lahaina, uh, North Carolina. She doesn't know how the water gets to the hydrants. Lying, bold faced, cat, all cap. You're the fire chief and you don't know where the water comes from to fill your own fire hydrants? What kind of chief is that? See? Mm, baffle the mind. But don't worry, they're getting advice from the corrupt ass mayor of Maui. Um, the governor of Maui is assisting Gavin Newsom. And they were immediately talking about giving the land, we were going to use the land, people's homes. Like while it was still happening, they were literally saying they were going to like take their land. All just the beginning, folks. Buckle up. Oh, oh, they said it. Goodbye, single family homes. Goodbye. Hello, high density housing. Gavin Newsom tried to deny that California has plans for a lot of high density housing in those areas. So instead of, they don't want as much single family homes, they want more apartment buildings because we do have to. We are going to have to start to adapt with our population in like urban areas where we can't all just have single family homes. There isn't enough room. There's more people than can be accommodated, and that's a freaking travesty. You know, affordable housing is impossible. And like, what are you going to do? You can't just fix a system that isn't broken. You know, if you want a new one, you got to break the old one and get the new one. Decades. Like, this people are in this for the long haul. They're all screwed. It sucks. Besides people who, like I said, change words. Yeah, I'm petty. I am. She's like, "Please don't." Are they commissioned? Are they commissioned to do so? Are they just acting on their own volition? Didn't I say earlier when they talked about the arsonist, like, I was like, that to me is like, okay, you're not gonna pay people because arson isn't covered on insurance for fires? Yeah, 'cause someone started these fires, but you don't need a human being to do it. The smart meters are crazy. Like, the smart meters are, like, crazy flammable, just, like, starting lighting on fire simultaneously or, like, what's the word? Independently. See how she just laughs it off? A lot of questions, Mel, like, "Oh, you people with all your questions, why don't you just shut up and let us do what we're trying to do?" Crazy. Alright, so our buddy Mel Gibson seems to think, "No sound on video? Bruh, no! Are you kidding?" Oh my god, that happened last time. Dude, you guys. So you were just hearing me talk the whole time. At least I stopped it to talk. Damn! Are you kidding me? God. That's shitty because that was like 5 minutes. Actually, you know what? I had a problem with that on here before. I don't know how to turn on the sound for my videos. How do I do it? Weird. Good commentary? All right, well. Oh man. Okay, I'm sorry guys. That sucks. You know, I'm not perfect at streaming. I'm like I said I'm learning all the time. It's kind of like juggling when you do this because you have to be able to do multiple things at once. And I don't know. Whoops. Let's see. Having issues? I am having some issues. A lot of issues. All right, I want to get into a couple different things here, but I guess we can't show videos. That sucks. I had all these. I wonder, oh, did it work when I no, it's not working. It's not working at all. Did I try to show you guys a video already? No, we've just been looking at articles. Hands, yellow, heart, red. Yeah, I can show them with no sound though. Here, well, let me try to figure it out really quick. Oops. Oh no. Yeah, I have to click something. Hold on, let's see. No sound on screen share. Oh, that freaking bite. Well, we have been on for an hour and 14 minutes. I could definitely keep this going, or we could probably wrap it up here pretty soon. Let's see what else I had. Those are the articles we've already used. Okay. Oh yeah, actually, I know what I want to show you guys. So, oh, here's a list of the smart cities first, since we'll just finish off the last topic, you know, engineering weather disasters in order to depopulate and then potentially eventually push us into Gaza-like smart cities to kind of tie all of that in, which I do feel like is a lot to do with what's happening with all these disasters going on right now. So this is where this right now list of smart cities that are being planned, okay? We've got plans for Asia and the Middle East. We've got Dubai and the UAE. Didn't they flooded Dubai, so I think they were doing some testing there to see what they could probably do with the weather in the middle of the desert. Apparently, you can cause crazy flooding in the middle of the desert where water should not even be. So they've got Gift City, India. So let's look out for all these places having disasters in the years to come. We'll keep an eye. Chennai, India, Isfahan, Iran, Neom, Saudi Arabia, New Songdo City, South Korea, Shanghai, China. Whoa, that's a big city. Singapore, Taipei, Taiwan, China. Wow. Brisbane, Australia, Amsterdam, Netherlands in Europe, Barcelona, Spain, Copenhagen, Denmark, Dublin, Ireland, Gdynia, Poland, Kiev, Ukraine, London, London in the UK, Madrid, Spain, Malta, Manchester, UK, Milan, Italy, Milton Keynes, UK, Moscow, Russia, Santander, Spain, Stockholm, Sweden, Tallinn, Estonia. In North America, we've got Columbus, Ohio. Watch out. Watch out, Columbus, Ohio. Okay, guys? Because, yep, we've got New York City, New York. Watch out, New York. San Leandro, California. Watch out. Santa Cruz, California. Watch out. Watch out. They're saying Santa Cruz was in the warning zone for the fires. Wow. Okay, so there's a lot of information on smart city stuff. You can I just pulled this up in Wikipedia to just get a list of all these cities. Smart city near you. Get ready. Oh, this was one that I did want to look at. Health impacts of crowd control weapons. So this will go into a little bit about the history of when and how they started manufacturing, how the research got started, the first prototype, active denial system 1 was deployed in Afghanistan in 2010, but recalled a few months later and has never been used since. Apparently didn't work out quite the way they wanted, but they have way more now. They have the ad system, the Silent Guardian. They've got, what other ones? I want to say, I can't remember what it's called now. They all have they use all mythological names for things. How they work: directed energy weapons project a focused beam of electromagnetic waves at a high frequency and short wavelength, making them capable of penetrating superficial skin layers to cause pain and burning, causing ionizing radiation that can alter cellular structure. Oh, whoa, buddy. The electromagnetic beam is invisible and can travel distances of up to 1 kilometer. There are truck-mounted versions and a newer, more transportable version. There's also, like I said, sound technology, which can be apparently done in a very small, you can make microwaves in a small space. Potentially law enforcement is going to have access to this stuff. That's not cool. So police are going to have these mounted to their vehicles, or the National Guard's going to have this. So when they need to come in and do some crowd control, they're going to cook us. Yeah. Wow, look at this. Could access blood vessels, nerves, and glands as they penetrate about 0.4 millimeters into the body. Legality of use. This is where we get into, you really get into kind of the implications of ethical implications of these type of things. So we've got right here the strange fog. Some people are saying it's smart dust, and it looks like it could be in some of the videos I've seen where it's like really thick and like has like leaves of film. People are having weird reactions to it. Like, look at that. I love how they just immediately go to calling things conspiracy theories. This fog is right here, right now, out my window, and it has been here since the beginning of the freaking year. And I have literally been sick like the entire time. I don't know if you guys remember this movie, The Mist. Actually, I wanted to show you a video. I wanted to get into this. Actually, I'll make another one about the mist. I think about the fog and everything. I think I'll make like a succinctly edited video for all of this stuff too. So I don't know if you guys remember The Mist, Stephen King movie. Look, it looks like Gaza outside. Crazy. I think they did put Gaza on the outside. It looks like it. So yeah, and this movie it's a novel by Stephen King, The Mist. You can go watch it, find it. There's this weird mist, this fog that rolls into town, and with it, it brings like some crazy stuff. They don't know what's in the fog, but it's deadly for sure. And like I think in the end, they end up figuring it out, and it's pretty crazy. But it's definitely all being done by the military, right? Like that's what they end up finding out in the movie. Because I just like to snoop around a little bit, I went and just came onto the CIA website and decided to type fog because people are like saying that this is impossible, right? Like, oh no, it's not possible. But let's look at the instance where they did this in San Francisco. Operation Sea Spray is what it was called. So they've done this before. They have the capability. Don't let them call you. Don't let them gaslight you guys. Operation Sea Spray was a 1950 U.S. Navy secret biological warfare experiment in which, and this is what people have found in the fog. Some people have tested it and found this bacteria, so they say. And then others have tested it and found sulfur dioxide in the fog, which comes from volcanoes. Right now, off the coast of Oregon, there is a volcano that is set to go off this year. There's a lot of volcanic activity happening around the world, and that shit freaks me out because if we have super volcanoes go off, we are fucking done. We are done on the above ground of Earth. Like probably some people will survive, but that would definitely be one way to do it. I don't know for how long though. That would push us into like a freaking a new ice age. Like, wouldn't be good. Wow, one of the largest human experiments in history was conducted on unsuspecting residents of San Francisco. San Francisco's fog is famous, especially in the summer when weather conditions combine to create the characteristic cooling blankets that sits over the bay. But one fact many may not know about San Francisco's fog is that in 1950, the US military conducted a test to see whether it could be used to help spread a biological weapon in a simulated germ warfare attack. This was just the start of many such tests around the country that would go on in secret for years. The test was a success, as Rebecca Creston explains over at Discovery Magazine, as one of the largest human experiments in history. Boom. Okay. Tell me again, we're all conspiracy theorists. Okay. Yes, midlife bro logic. I would love to do a show with you. I need more friends that do this. Seriously, that would be really cool. Actually, let's definitely talk about that. I'll put a link to like my Telegram and stuff, or here I'll type it in the chat, and then yeah, IG. Okay, where you can find me at. All right, so that's my Telegram handle in the chat. You can literally just copy it, find me on Telegram, and then we can connect on whatever apps. But Telegram is my preferred choice for communicating. So please find me. Let's chat. Would love to. All right, Central Intelligence Bulletin. Hold on. Fog. Intelligence Officers Bookshelf. Let's check out this one, I guess. It's going to open. Wow, that's literally just page 1 of 188 pages. Worldwide countries likely to expand weather modification efforts. Here we go. Unavailable. Huh. Okay, I don't want us looking at that. Let's see this one. Unavailable. Is that the one we just clicked? No. Well, let me go back to the first page because I know this one opened for me the last time. Why isn't it loading? Oh, you suddenly don't want me looking at your stuff, huh? This one. I swear to God, sometimes. Okay, I opened it on my phone yesterday. It's spell dispersal. Oh yeah, wow, okay, so, well, that's so weird. I had one. I think I have it in here. My photos. Whatever, I guess we don't need to open the whole article right now, but we already know it's possible because we know they already did this. Like, the mist. All right, yeah. So they did that opposite. What is it? What was it? Operation Sea Spray in the 1950s. Okay, so they've been doing this. They said they've done it on other instances. This is not anything new. There even have been videos of drones flying, spraying something, and then the fog happens. So it's weird. Um, it's all possible. And honestly, guys, I really think to just end this, I'm gonna just say, like, truth is stranger than fiction. Please do your research. Please do not let them gaslight you. Please understand that all of these events that are happening on Earth right now are connected and they do affect you and me and everybody. These are all just my theories, like I said. Tell me what you guys all think in the comments. If you made it this far all the way through the video, tell me what you think. Do you have any theories? Do you guys have do you have any comments? What do you guys think? Like, just, I want to hear what you guys think in the comment section. So please hit the comment section. It really helps the algorithm. That is what helps boost a video and show is engagement and interaction. So the engagement really helps. Please hit the like button, you guys. I'm the Spiritual Genie. If you love my vibe and want to become part of the tribe, like, share, and subscribe. I will edit the description and I will drop some information down there. Yes, you will own nothing, eat the bugs, and be happy. Don't you guys want that? Don't you guys want to eat bugs and own nothing? Sounds kind of like I don't want to eat bugs, but they are high in protein. They literally say on like UN websites and stuff, like, do it, eat bugs. It's okay. Like, if you're starving, just eat the bugs. Like, okay, no, we don't want to eat bugs already. Get out of here with the bugs. So yes, thank you guys for watching. Until next time, I'm the Spiritual Genie. Keep your eyes peeled. Take care of yourselves. Be safe. Okay. Make sure you have a plan. Make sure you've got a bag packed. Make sure you are at least semi-ready just in case you have to evacuate or anything like that. My thoughts and prayers are with all the victims of the fires and any disasters that are happening. Free Palestine. You know, we've got the ceasefire on the horizon here. It's supposed to be taking effect in a couple days. Let's hope everything goes according to plan, and the people of Palestine can get a break. I would love for this to just stop for them, and this nightmare can end, and they can go back to having some sense of normalcy. Is this the end? No, this is just the beginning, though. So I promise you guys, what's been done there, we will be seeing a lot more of that around the world. And who knows, maybe we all end up in Gaza-like smart cities one day. I pray that doesn't happen in my lifetime, because I ain't going easy, and y'all could fucking mark my words on that, okay? Over my unalive body. So please keep the people of Palestine in your prayers. Even if a ceasefire happens, you know, it's a long road to recovery. It's a long road to rebuilding. And really, it's just there's so many people suffering around the world right now. So just keep everyone in your prayers, and keep coming from a place of love. You know, just like that article said, it's only through unity that we are going to make it out of this thing. Let's exit out by playing this cool song that we had, that I made for the live.
Handcuffs on our thoughts. Every word we speak, all the fights we fought. Drones in the skies, tracking every move. Get up, people, time to make the groove. Mind manipulation, lies on the screen. Living in a nightmare, someone's wicked scheme. Erase the fear, make our spirits soar. Together we can even the score. Microphones hitting, listening to our calls. Walls got ears in these hollow halls. Freedom in the distance, gotta make it real. Cooking up the courage, time to feel the steel. Rise up, people, break these chains. Fight the power, no more pain. Orwell's vision, ain't no tell. 1984, we can't fail.
Free humanity, baby. Free Palestine, free humanity. Free us all.
Microphones
You can be free, baby.
to our calls. Walls got ears in these hollow halls. Freedom in the distance, gotta make it real. Cooking up the courage, time to feel the steel. Rise up, people, break these chains. Fight the power, no more pain. Orwell's vision, ain't no tell. 1984, we can't fail.
I love it. No AI music making. Suno, check it out. Track made by Suno. Yeah, I like that one. That was a good one. All right, everybody, take care. Assalamu alaikum. Peace be with you. I'm out. Until next time. Your girl, spiritual.